So then, bro, it goes to the question, with these nasheeds nowadays, they include beatboxing, backing tracks. For example, like I Am Khaled's nasheeds, a person was asking me, is that permissible? So what do we say on this issue?
So me personally, I wouldn't have mentioned the brother's name, but since you're saying the person asked and you've asked me, I have no other choice but to respond, because the Prophet said, the one who was asked the question and he knew the answer, he refused to respond on the Day of Judgment. Allah will hold his mouth with a rain of fire, like the thing that you hold around the horse's mouth, that will be around the person's mouth, and it will be made out of fire. The reason for it is because he refused to open his mouth in this world when he could have benefited someone. So Allah will refuse to open his mouth in the next life with a rope of fire. So I have to answer it. So purely because I've been asked now. So we've already established that nasheeds are not permissible. Now you're asking something separate. Background tunes or background tracks, backing tracks, permissible if only vocals are used. And is beatboxing, which is a bit different, is that permissible because you're basically making a beat with your mouth. Okay, so let's talk about alcohol for a second. Alcohol originally, at the time of the Prophet ﷺ, it was made out of what? It's made out of dates, right? And the Prophet ﷺ told us the reason why alcohol is impermissible is why? Because it gets you drunk. It's an intoxicant. Now, many years later, people invented a new type of alcohol, and they made it from what? From grapes. They called it nabidh. They gave it a new name. They said this is not what the Prophet made haram. It's a new thing. It's a different drink. But we will say to you, akhi, it's still haram. Why? Because they both do the same thing.
Have the same effect.
They have the same effect.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you bring alcohol now that doesn't get you drunk, it doesn't intoxicate you, it's not a muskir as they say in Arabic language, then no problem. You see? So that's what Ibn al-Qayyim said. If two things are similar, they take the same ruling. Now my question is, if I take, for example, you mentioned the brother I Am Khaled, and it's not just him, there's many others, the likes of Mahar Zain and many others. But if you take some of their background, I mean, Mahar Zain actually used music, so that's a bad example. But other people who use backing instruments made from voice.
Harris J.
Say that again?
Harris J.
Harris J actually uses music though. So he music is impermissible. We already made the video, the JD one. Like, if you link it here, it'll be nice for the people so they can check. But that's already haram. But I'm saying people who use backing tracks, like our brother I Am Khaled, may Allah guide him and us all to the straight path, because we're all brothers in Islam. But that doesn't mean we don't point out, correct each other. That's also love. But if he was to play one of his tracks in a club, what would happen?
Get the same effect from the people. You'd get the same effect from the people as you would. Yeah.
Like if I'm DJ now and I'm playing Drake. So everyone's shacking it out in the middle. They're bumping and grinding. Yeah. If I now turn off Drake and I play the brother's track, are people gonna stop bumping and grinding?
Nah.
They're gonna bump and grind the same way.
Yeah.
It makes you bop the exact same way. It makes you move your head to the beat the exact same way. It has the same effect. You see what I'm saying? Like the same way a person can put on a track or do for Van Dross or something and go do zina with a girl. He could do the exact same with one of these nasheed tracks that had these backing tracks. Do you see it? Because it sounds exactly the same. So the same goes for beatboxing and the same goes for these backing instrumentals. Sometimes, wallahi akhi, you cannot tell the difference. Sometimes I'm sitting there, I'm listening, I'm like, brother, is this even his voice? Like, I'm actually like, is this even voice? It sounds so similar. Is this even voice? Do you see what I'm saying? But I'm saying it sounds exactly the same. It has the same effect as the music. So it has to be haram. Because otherwise I could say the same thing to you. I could say, look bro, I know that the nabidh, the alcohol made from grapes, has the same effect as the alcohol made from dates, but it's made from grapes. But the effect is what? The same. So one is made from a drum and a piano, and one's made from your mouth, but the effect is the same. For that reason, it's also not permissible. Also, like I said, it still falls under imitating women. So it's permissible from that angle, and it also falls under the angle of man tashabbaha biqawmin fahuwa minhum. Anyone who imitates the people is from them. So you're beatboxing, you're imitating who? Kuffar. specifically hip hop artists,
Yeah.
hip hop beats. You're taking a hip hop beat and you're imitating it.
Yeah. Even beatboxing is known amongst the kuffar.
Say that again?
Let's forget about music and the beats. Even beatboxing itself is known amongst what the kuffar do.
Exactly.
So that in itself is imitating the kuffar.
Exactly. And what takes it a step further is a lot of these nasheed artists, our brothers, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide them and us all to the straight path. I mean, this imitating a kuffar issue is haram from many angles, akhi.
Yeah.
Like they'll take a track from a famous track that's out there, like J Dean does it. He'll take a track by Fetty Wap or something,
Yeah.
and he'll take his beat. These brothers won't take the beat,
They'll take the tune.
but they'll take the rhythm and the pattern of the beat and they'll imitate with their mouth, and then they'll say, like, I don't know, Fetty Wap remix or something, or halal version. A'udhu billah. How you make a halal something Allah made haram? Do you see what I'm saying? How can you take a track from an R&B artist or a singer or whatever and just imitate their tune?
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? So it's a problem, man. It's a problem. It's even haram from that angle because you're imitating disbelievers.
SubhanAllah.
And my question is, and I'm like just thinking, is that not also encouraging people to check out these kuffar? Does it not also mean that I'm saying, in order for you to have imitated this tune,
You've had to have heard it.
you have to have heard it? And I know a lot of the brothers, they say we don't listen to music, and I believe they don't, because I've spoken to many of them and they don't. But you had to have listened somewhere.
So similar or something.
Say that again?
If it's sounding so similar,
Yeah,
there's no way that you could have not listened to it to pick up the tuning.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because even if people are realizing from first hand that, you know what, this sounds actually like this.
yeah,
Like they only know it sounds like this because they've listened to the other
exactly.
in the tunes. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And, one might argue, oh, I just heard it while I was in a barber shop, I didn't intend to. Maybe that's true.
Yeah.
But the impression that you're giving to all your fans
Yeah.
is that, you know what, the average person will assume, oh, this guy's listening to it.
Yeah.
And it also sends the idea that it's permissible to listen to these things.
Yeah.
Like from every angle, bruv, it's a myth.
SubhanAllah. So just to sum up what the brother said there, it's not because it's not using a musical instrument or it's the voice, it's the same effect that it's giving. So we take it from them and also imitating the kuffar and whatnot.